Hi, and welcome to the first episode of Project Real Love, the podcast. I'm so excited to have you here. First of all, if you're listening, if you're watching the new episode when it comes out, Happy New Year. I'm going to record it in December, so right now we still have 2025, but when I'm uploading it, it'll be the first or second week in January, so Happy New Year to you. I hope that all of your wishes that you have on your vision board become true. Especially the one with the man on your vision board, because that is what this podcast is all about. And for this first ever episode, I figured it'll be nice if I introduce myself to you and if I'm going to, just tell you what Project Real Love is all about. And to make it quite short and simple, Project Real Love, for me, stands for how to get rid of Mr. Bare Minimum to then become the woman who magically attracts the man from her vision board. So if you're interested in that, just keep on watching. And I'm going to start with introducing myself. I always wonder what people would love to know about me when they are watching my podcast or when they find me on Instagram. What I like to know about people or about coaches is especially where they come from, obviously, not just in which country they live, but also what their personal experience with the topic that they're talking about or with the topic that they're teaching is. So therefore, that is what I'm going to do in this podcast. I'm Madeline. I'm currently 32 years old. I'm from Germany. I live in the middle of Germany in Bavaria. And I studied business administration afterwards. That is also something I'm always interested in, the career background. I don't know why. I think it's just interesting. So I studied business administration, and then I worked in corporate as a HR manager for quite a while. And afterwards, I decided that I'm going to completely change direction and to completely change careers. And I am now a coach for relationships and confidence. And my way to, my first, the first time that I ever got introduced or met the coaching industry or the coaching bubble was back in 2020. No, not 2020. In 2016, right? I, for whatever reason, stumbled upon a YouTube video where a coach explained what energy vampires are, how they're affecting you, and why you're attracting them. And by energy vampires, he basically meant narcissistic people. And I was watching that video and I was blown away by the content. I can remember watching it and I was like, oh my God, that man is currently explaining a lot of the relationships that I'm having some issues with in my life to me. And all of a sudden, a lot of stuff just made sense. And I was sitting there and I was like, holy shit. Why did nobody ever tell me anything about that? What is it? What is that kind of magic? And that was the beginning where I was like, well, let's dive a little bit deeper into all of that. And I did. Afterwards, actually, I watched other videos and listened to podcasts. And when I really, really, really began to dive a lot more deeper into that whole topic of personal development, relationships, psychology, everything that has something to do with it, was actually back in 2019. I had just left my boyfriend and I was sick and tired. I was sick and tired of dating Mr. Bare Minimum that I now love to call those men. Mr. Bare Minimum, men that are emotionally immature, that always give you the bare minimum of everything. They always prioritize everything else but you in the relationship. They are hard and cold. They want a relationship, but they're not really able to have a relationship with you. Nevertheless, they do have a relationship with you because they're not that self-aware of it. They do not fully appreciate you and respect you. you have to fight for the bare minimum. They always put in the least amount of effort into the whole relationship, all of that stuff. And after I left my ex-boyfriend, I was like, well, that's it. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm so sick and tired of it, because I was not only sick and tired of Mr. Bare Minimum and that behavior from men that I had in the past quite a lot, but also I always kind of had that vision of the relationship and the man that I would love to have, that I would love to date. And not just that, also on top of that, of the woman that I would love to become in a relationship. And in general as well, not just in a romantic relationship, which this podcast is all about. I'm a coach, as I said, for relationships, and I focus on romantic relationships, but nevertheless on all of the relationships, which, by the way, is the beauty about the work that I do. It always has a ripple effect on all of your relationships. We are talking about finding the man from your vision board, which is actually not the main topic or not our main focus. Our focus is on you and how you become the woman who magically attracts the man from her vision board. Because, yeah, that is what I mean by project real love. To build real deep love within yourself, it is a project. It takes time. You need to do something about that. You need to find your blind spots, and you need to dissolve your limiting beliefs and all of that. I'm going to talk about that later on, to then be able to attract a healthy and high quality relationship with a very mature and stable man. And if you're currently attracting Mr. Bare Minimum, something is not aligned, obviously, because otherwise you will not attract him. So, yeah, as I said, after I stopped dating my ex-boyfriend, after I broke up with him, I had that vision in my mind of the relationship that I would love to have. And at first, that vision was quite shallow and subtle. I just sometimes had like those glimpses of day-to-day situations that I would love to have with my future boyfriend. For example, let's say currently it's Christmas, so there are a lot of Christmas markets here in Germany, and if I think about I'm going to a Christmas market with my boyfriend, how do I want him to be there? Just like, or I did not even ask myself the question, how do I want the man to be in that situation? I just had a movie, a short movie in my mind of a situation. Let's say we're standing there, we're eating something, and he pulls me in and he asked me if everything is all right or something. That was it. There were just those tiny little glimpses. They were completely different than what those Mr. Bare Minimums that I was dating in the past were doing. So I had that vision, and over time I actually developed that vision more and more and more, and it became even clearer to me what I want in a relationship and how the man should be, how I would like to be, and I wrote that down. And don't get me wrong, that was not just one, I'm going to journal about it, 20-minute session or something. It took me a while to get there, to actually realize, okay, if I want that man to be exactly like what I just explained to you in that situation on a Christmas market, what does that mean? Yeah, it means that he is focused on me and not on everybody else. He's not looking for his friends, or he's not looking for other women around me. He's focusing on me, and he's fine with that. So that is giving me a sense of comfort and a sense of reassurance and of safety. So basically, I want that in a relationship. And by the way, if you're interested in that whole process, we're doing that in my free bootcamp. You can immediately download if you want to. That whole, what do you want in a relationship? Everything. A lot of journal questions, stuff like that. Just check it out. And when I had that vision and when I had that list of things and the list of standards in my mind, I was like, okay, how do I get there then? And also at the same time, I realized, okay, I dated those Mr. Bare Minimums, and I had not just one. It was not just one accident. Oh my God, I dated them and all of the other relationships were healthy and fine. No, or situationships, not just relationships. And I was wondering, why do I attract the same type of men, and not just men? I back in 2019 had the realization that I'm attracting that same behavior in other people as well, not just in my boyfriend or in men that I'm dating, but also with co-workers, bosses, friends, a lot of other people as well. And then I was like, why do they behave the way that they do? And I started to have a look into that. And after a while, I realized, well, they do not only have the stupid or the not so nice behavior in common towards me, but the thing that they also have in common is me. And that was quite a hard realization back then. I can remember it actually, but at the same time, it was really liberating, because I was sitting there thinking to myself, holy shit, if I'm part of the issue, I'm also part of the solution. And that is empowering, because then you know, okay, you can do something about it, right? Because you can't change other people, but you can change yourself. And that was what was highly motivating to me, because I was like, okay, well, then I'm going to have a look at what I do like wrong, or why I am attracting those people, and especially those men. And after a while, I realized, well, it is because of what I call now my or our inner magnet. And the inner magnet is our limiting beliefs, the way we've grown up, the beliefs we have in general about relationships and about what to do and what not to do, about what is right or what is wrong. It is about the energy that I'm embodying. It is because of my nervous system. It is because of my behavior, because they treated me badly. They always gave me the least amount of effort in everything, but nevertheless, I stayed and I continued dating them, and I did not set any boundaries whatsoever. Instead, I was people pleasing my way through life, through those relationships with men. I was doing what they wanted me to do. I always tried to be the nice girl, the good girl, and tried to be so proper and pretty and do what they want me to do and be the girlfriend they would love to have. Nevertheless, they always made me feel like I'm still not enough, and at the same time also too much. And I'm going to dive into all of that in the next episodes as well. But for now, yeah, the short version. And then I was like, okay, that is the issue, that inner magnet. But if that inner magnet is currently aligned to those people, I can see that in other women, that inner magnet obviously does not exist, or if it exists, it is aligned with other men. So what are they doing differently? There must be a way that I can change that magnet as well. I did not believe in a not flexible picture that I had about myself, but instead I was like, there must be a way that I can change that. I must be able to be like other women as well, and to attract other men as well. So where does that magnet come from? And as I said, from limiting beliefs, from trauma, also from transgenerational trauma, from how your mother behaved towards men, or what she did, what boundaries she had, all of that stuff. And I dove very, very deep into all of that, into the whole topic, into psychology. I read a lot of books about it. I listened to so many podcasts and YouTube videos. I spent hours and hours and hours and hours researching and reading, and I studied that topic even more than I studied business administration back then, honestly. I took some courses, I went on some programs, I learned so much about everything regarding towards that. So that I found my way out, and that I actually found a way to align that inner magnet with the right type of man. So that now, currently, I'm single, but nevertheless, I trust and I can deeply feel that my inner magnet is aligned with the right type of man now. I literally can see that when I go out and when I see a guy and I'm like, okay, yeah, he looks like my usual type, but I can immediately sense, well, but I'm so sure he's another Mr. Bare Minimum. And not to say it in a shallow way that I'm now like, okay, he looks like one of my ex-boyfriends, or like my ex-boyfriend, and that must mean he's a Mr. Bare Minimum. No, I can literally feel that in his energy, and I can see it in the behavior. I know the red flags. And I not just spot the behavior, I myself am able to behave differently. because I have dissolved my limiting beliefs about I'm not good enough and I'm not worthy and all of that. I did the work. I did the deep inner work so that I'm radiating something different, because I changed, as I said, that inner magnet. And I'm not even attracted to Mr. Bare Minimum anymore. If I met someone who's behaving like that, immediately I'm like, no, thanks. It's not just, or not in a way where I'm like, oh, no, I'm not allowed to date him because I'm pretty sure he's Mr. Bare Minimum and there's a red flag and there's one. I don't even think about it. It's just like, okay, there's a red flag, bye. I'm not the slightest bit interested in that anymore. And I think that is the level you should reach as well, because that is the level where you are finally free of all the things before that have kept you with Mr. Bare Minimum. The fear of rejection, the fear of losing him, the fear of, that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough, that he's not loving you. And it feels completely different. And I can also see that when I'm dating or when I'm out, I'm attracted to men I haven't been attracted before, and not just in a visual way, not just from the external, but more importantly from their vibe, from their energy, from what they stand for, how they talk, what their emotional availability is. And it really, really, really fascinates me, because sometimes I'm there like, okay, great, that's so weird. I would have never been attracted to such a man before, a few years ago. Never. So that is pretty much my story in short. I will be diving into a lot more detail and into a lot more examples of what I've dated and what has happened to me in the future on this podcast here. But I think for now, you kind of get a sense of what Project Real Love is. As I said, basically it's all about building the base for real deep love within yourself first. Learn how to set boundaries, learn how to trust your intuition, because it's so important to not just spot the red flags and to be like, yeah, I know that it is a red flag. Trust your intuition the first time she sees it, so that you need no proof at all. You just know, yep, my intuition says red flag, and you're out of it, or you draw the consequences, whatever that means to you, and boost rebuild your self-worth, because after a lot of Mr. Bare Minimum, I'm pretty sure that self-worth is, if you want it or not, is pretty low, because it has taken a lot of hits from them. And the main focus is just put your focus back on you, because if you're people pleasing, you tend to focus on the other person. You tend to watch or to see what he wants from the relationship, what he expects from you, what he wants you to do, how you can make him happy, what you can do so that the relationship is better for him in the first place. So come back to you. But as I said, I'm repeating myself, that is what we're going to talk about in the next few episodes. Let me have a look at my cheat sheet over here. If I forgot anything that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I talked about my vision that I had. That was the thing that was even more important, actually, than me knowing that I wanted to get rid of Mr. Bare Minimum. And that vision was actually what has kept me going, because sometimes personal development and your own growth can get really, really, really fucking hard, and you will have some issues that are hard to dissolve, that are very hard to have a look at, to reflect about, to think about. And when you have your vision, that is what is keeping you going. That is what is going to motivate you. It's basically your will to go through all of that. No, that is it. I covered pretty much everything that I wanted to cover in this episode, in this first episode. As I said, in the upcoming episodes, I'm going to talk more about Mr. Bare Minimum, who he is, why he is the way he is, what you can do about it, how to change your inner magnet, how to align it with the right man, what I did to get there, how I currently feel and how I felt back then. So yeah, if you're interested and if you're currently struggling with Mr. Bare Minimum and you are so fucking tired of him, tired of those men or those kind of men, those type of men, you are in the right place. Go check out my free bootcamp. As I said, I have a lot more exercises in there as well about the whole topic. The bootcamp is basically what we do in my mentoring program and in pretty much all of my other one-on-one offers, put together in 5 days so you can have an overview. It's the path to the man from your vision board for free. If you're interested in working with me, send me a DM over Instagram. Go have a look at my offers. I only offer private mentoring, or one-on-one sessions. I do not do group programs whatsoever. My main focus is on depth and on complexity and on really, really helping you out with what you individually need to get rid of him and find the man from your vision board, and also find yourself. So yeah, that's it for the first episode. If you have any questions, I don't know, just ask me. I'm available on Instagram. I'll put my name down in the info box or whatever it is called. You can find this podcast also on YouTube and on Spotify. I'm uploading it on both ways, so whatever you like, go check it out. And then I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!